We've given courses to 74 of the top 100 research organizations in Horizon 2020. So I want to share with you the profile of people who are very, very successful. Now, the first thing you need to understand as a scientist is that success in Horizon Europe is about winning individual projects. It's a bit like the Olympics. You don't say Bergen is going to get 200 projects. No, each one has to be won on their own merit. Now, if you analyze the organization and individuals who are very, very successful in Horizon Europe, I'm getting some feedback there, maybe, Michael. Yeah, okay. If you analyze the people, even within Bergen, who are very, very successful, you will see that these are the people with the best science, the best ideas, and the best networks. So as a scientist, your job, that's what you bring to the table. But the people that are very successful have another trait. They are excellent at converting an idea into a competitive proposal. Now, that's what we specialize in. And that's what I want to talk about today is how do they do it? What's the process? Now, the other thing you find with people that are very successful is they have people to support them with the rules. They're not wasting time learning the financial rules and the legal rules. So if you're a scientist and you're saying, okay, I want to get involved in this business, your job is science, ideas, and partners. But where the support you can get support in the university and from the research council who will be speaking after me into a winning proposal. And you need to know who are the people within the University of Bergen who can help you with the rules. And if you look at the website for this, you'll see Emmanuel and other people. So there's an excellent team there. So what I want to focus on is how do these people operate, the people with high success rates? Now, let's go back to 450 BC to Mr. Pericles. And he said, having knowledge but lacking the power to express it clearly. Now, this is a major, major problem for a lot of scientists. Now, the reason is that when you work in academia, you understand, you're very good at telling. You're very good at lecturing, speaking at conferences, writing scientific papers, because you understand how people learn. But when you're writing a proposal, you must learn the art of selling an idea. Now, when you're selling an idea, you must understand how the evaluators are thinking. And suppose now the evaluators read your proposal and they give you a score of 14 out of 15, which is an excellent score. Problem is, there might be 10 proposals with a score of 14 out of 15. Somebody has to decide which two are going to be funded. So can you see that when you're selling an idea, these are the two skills that you need to develop. So let's apply that to Horizon Europe. So when your proposal lands in Brussels as a PDF file, the first person to open the PDF file is an official, and they check the forums, they check the budgets, they check the rules. So you can see why your support staff are fanatical about getting the forums filled. And every year, about 2% of proposals fail because the forums weren't filled in properly. Now, your proposal is then sent to remote evaluators. Now, what you need to understand about these people is, what's the profile of an ERC reviewer? What's the profile of a Marie Curie evaluator, pillar 2, pillar 3? You then need to know is, how do they score your project? That's very simple. You can download the score sheets from the portal and your support staff can show you where to find that. But it's the third thing. How do they think? Nobody knows. I know, because I did it 200 times. I've evaluated over 200 European proposals. So being an evaluator teaches you how the evaluator thinks. So when you're writing your proposals, it improves it. And this afternoon, we're going to hear about different people who have become evaluators. Now, the remote evaluator is given 2 powers. The biggest power is we can give your proposal a score individually first, and then we come together and we decide that your proposal should get 14 out of 15. But our second power, if the proposal is below a threshold of 10 out of 15, for example, we have the power to kill the proposal. Now, in one program where I found the real data, 75% of proposals were classified as low quality. In other words, the idea was bad or it was badly written. Now, I heard the figure of about 60% overall. So what comes out of the remote evaluation is a 4-page document called a consensus report. That document goes to a committee who makes the final decision on which project is funded. Now, what I do in training is we explain those last 2 boxes in minute detail so that when you're writing your proposal, you know which part of the proposal is read by the committee, which is read by the remote evaluators, and so on. So that's what you need to understand. Now, let's look at the people with high success rates. This is what they do. When they're writing a proposal, they prepare their proposal in the opposite direction. They always begin with a PowerPoint presentation. So all proposals should begin as a PowerPoint presentation, and they present it to support staff, previous evaluators, and so on. And I think over 60% of ideas could be killed with a PowerPoint presentation. Now, if we think the idea is good, we then say to the scientist, okay, write the report that the evaluators are going to write for the committee, the consensus report. Now, that's a 4-page document. I think another 25 to 30% of ideas could be killed with that 4%, with that 4 pages. So the people that are successful only focus on ideas that have a high chance of success. So in other words, people with high success rates, it's not that they're good at converting any idea into a winning proposal. What they're brilliant at is screening proposals. And I know, listening to the commissioner with your high success rates in Bergen, I've been talking about this in Bergen since 1999. I've been coming to Bergen, and I know some of the speakers today use this particular system. I saw Bodil Holst speaking this afternoon. She's, and I've seen people like Bodil using processes like this. So let's look at your support staff. What kind of support is around Europe? Now, I know Bergen University has an excellent office, and this is the kind of model that's there. So if you're a scientist, you need to learn what's available. Now, you must first look at what support is there for the rules and what support is there for the scientific content. Now, the most important support you need to find out who's helping you on the financial, legal rules, ethics, gender, intellectual property, and so on. That's absolutely critical. If you're a newcomer, you need to identify opportunities, learn about the forums. But if you want to be competitive, the top universities have templates, guidelines, sample proposals. So if you're writing a proposal, you go to the support office and you can say, what kind of guidelines have you? But the really top, the top players, they plan 2 to 3 years ahead. I know a person with 100% success record, and he's planning 4 to 5 years ahead. Understanding the evaluation process, collecting loads of data before you write the proposal, and the whole screening that we're looking at here. So I think this could give you an idea of the kind of supports that are available. And level 4, very few organizations have reached that level. So hopefully in Bergen, you can talk about the services that you have today. Now, this is my last slide. And what I talked about was, how people win funding. And when I visit over 300 universities around Europe, this is what we hear. They know how to win funding. But when I visit the top universities, they think in a totally different way. They talk about excellent science. The funding is fuel for producing excellent science. They see European programs as a fantastic way of promoting our excellence at European and international level. They talk about impact as real, visible impact. It's not PowerPoint slides and reports at the end of the project. They want to see something useful coming out and somebody taking it to the next step. And the other thing they talk about is efficiency, streamlined process. They don't want to write 10 proposals hoping they'll win one. They want to write one proposal for one, and they call this smart support. So I hope during today's workshop, we'll hear about University of Bergen's and Norway's relationship to this. So that's the end of my presentation. I hope you get some ideas for today. So I'll stay